Hello everyone, Pallytime here. Welcome back to Heroes of the Storm. We've landed on a really good character in our A through Z playthrough. Matchmaking today, however, has been a little difficult. Alright, Li-Ming is a force to be reckoned with, and I actually think she's in a phenomenal spot right now. She's really, really good, and she has a ton of builds to fit the needs of her team or the needs of the map. So for instance, you can go for a Q build, you can go for a W build, you can go for a teleport focus build, you can go glass cannon if you need more damage and you're a confident player, which I'm not. And then even at level 20, you have options to fit your needs. She came into the game, she did way too much damage, she was blowing up teams within a second, but I really do think they fine-tuned her numbers, and she's worth picking. She's really good, but I think she's in a balanced spot, finally. So let's go ahead and play some Li-Ming today. I don't know what build I'm going to go yet. I haven't figured that out yet. We'll see.
This realm needs me. Let's blast this fort I don't have to do everything myself.
The battle begins in 10 seconds.
It's so sophisticated. All right, and we find ourselves on the Infernal Shrines, Li-Ming's weakest map. I think that is the note I was destined to end today on. So, we are going to go for Power Hungry at level 1. It seems to be everyone's favorite these days. Power Hungry allows you to get ability power from picking up regen globes. Poor Diablo. Are you the YouTube Pallytime? Sometimes. Other times, I'm the play video games Pallytime. Now, the Q's really strong. There's no denying that. The Q's really strong. Her W ability, Arcane Orb, flies forward, does a lot of damage to an area, very impactful on a match. Oh my god, she read me like a fucking book. Not again. Her W is really strong. Her E ability is a teleport, and it allows her to... Oh my god, I walked into the hourglass that I knew was there. Her E ability is a teleport and allows her to get away from most things, like what we did right here. And then she could turn around and follow up with damage. So everything in her kit is really, really strong, assuming you can hit what you are shooting at. Assuming there is not an obstructed path in between you and the destination. And what makes Infernal Shrine so difficult is that oftentimes the really, really important fights that happen throughout the map happen... kind of nailed it. Happen in these areas where there's a lot of obstructions. It's actually why Chromie on the enemy team... Okay, guys. I'm not proud of this, okay? Chromie's growing on me a little bit. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. Okay, so we kind of have to build accordingly. We kind of have to. I think I want to just go for W build, and I want to sit really safely off to the side, and I want to hurl these arcane orbs out at the enemy team. I do not know, however, if that is the appropriate call. I don't know if that's what I should be doing here. I don't know if like professional Li-Mings would take arcane orb build in this particular situation, but that's what I'm going to do because it's going to allow me to stay safe, and then I can get the kind of unintentional AoE damage that the ability has with it, where you just kind of cleave everything on the impact. Now again, we are going to have a lot of problems with these little minions, but hopefully the pros of that AoE damage kind of outweigh the cons. Oh my goodness, don't die to that Crowbie. Do not die to that Crowbie. She's hunting. Oh god, don't die to the biggest either! Fucking shit! That would have been really bad. I've when I was playing Jaina, I spoke about how she brings strengths to the meta that Li-Ming does not, even though Li-Ming is an absolute dominant force. And one of the things that Jaina is great at is dealing damage to people behind minions. So if we were in Hero League, every single time I would pick Jaina over Li-Ming on this map. If I had to play a mage and, you know, Warrior was already taken or something. That being said, I do think we can make it work, just for the record. We could definitely make it work. I'm going to try to do my team proud. I'm going to try to deal as much damage as I can, and I'm going to try to stay in a safe position while doing it, which, you know, is easier said than done a lot of times. Now, the best thing about Li-Ming is the resets. When she kills, or when she is part of a kill on anyone on the enemy team, if anyone dies on the enemy team from old age while she looked at them, like, it's to that extent. If at some point I breathed on them or on accident and then 10 years later they fell over dead, all of Li-Ming's cooldowns are then reset, which means she can absolutely annihilate teams on the battlefield under the right circumstances. This is why Li-Ming pairs so incredibly well with burst damage dealers like Greymane, where Greymane can go in, initiate a couple kills, and completely set us up for success to wipe out a whole team when all of our abilities reset. This includes heroic abilities. It like blows my mind. Now, back when I played League of Legends, one of my favorite characters was Katarina, and I still think fondly of Katarina. And I've said in the past that if there's ever a character introduced to the game like Katarina, then it's going to be the only character I play. So a lot of people expected me to only play Li-Ming, but they actually feel very differently. They do, yes, they both get cooldown resets, but they play in completely different ways. And Li-Ming does, for the most part, have to be, unless you go for like a teleport build, she does have to be very cautious and collected and to the point, and she has to position really, really well until resets start to happen. And then everything I said is a complete lie, and she just kills the entire team. Like, she is one of the most snowbally, show-offy kind of characters that the game has ever seen, and I think she is absolutely fantastic. She is the mage that I enjoy playing the most, other than Asmodan, who, yes, I still consider a mage, even though he's a specialist. The build we're going for is going to be focused on throwing these very long-range W abilities into targets. I might actually go for Glass Cannon, believe it or not. And we're just going to try to get rid of the threat before the threat becomes too much of a problem, and constantly poke at this enemy team as they trickle into these objectives, like that Chromie there moving in. We want to get as much consistent AoE damage on these guys to keep them back while our team is going after the objective. Oh, Rhaegar, you just saved your Chromie. I hope you know that. You did good, sir. We managed to get the Arcane Punisher, and we're going to push the bottom lane now. Oh, this is good beer. Oh, that was a good decision. Now, my favorite of the heroic abilities is Disintegrate, and it's going to be the one that most people pick in the majority of situations. Now, that being said, if the enemy team has a heroic ability that needs to be interrupted, like the ETC Mosh Pit, that's probably the most common reason to pick the other ultimate. You can do that very easily with Wave of Force, and it actually does a pretty considerable amount of damage. Wave of Force also has some benefits versus characters like Chromie, who are going to be able to do more damage to me if I'm standing still. There we go, that's a Disintegrate on Rhaegar. We are going to have to play around this Chromie a bit with Disintegrate, but I think it's within my capabilities to do so. We want to save the teleport for that immediate moment. That impact damage will be coming in from that Chromie. Now, the odds of us living through a Chromie combo are not very good, and I'm just going to be very honest about that. And even if we do go for Glass Cannon, I don't think our odds are very good, like with or without it. So I don't think that talent choice will be very impactful on this. Now, I genuinely do believe you can build Li-Ming to your strengths, to what your team needs. She's one of the most dynamic characters in the game, and it kind of sucks that mages are the one that get all that special attention. You know what I mean? Oh man, we're going for a ride? This is illegal. We've arrived in the middle lane, and it looks like we're going to siege this down now. I like the Morales with the Sergeant Hammer that she could just carry wherever she wants to. That's actually a pretty cool concept. Let's go ahead and throw some orbs into these guys as they are moving forward. It is kind of important to get as long of a range on these casts as I can, because these arcane orbs are going to deal bonus damage the further that they travel. I think we're totally fine here. I'm not too worried about this. Some really good damage to that Tassadar there. And, oh, you were too slow! Krovi, you were too slow! Oh, not that time. You did good that time. I do think we can outpoke these guys here still. Hey, baby girl. Oh my god, I'm gonna die to... I fucked up so bad. I fucked up so bad. I wanted to move here to potentially jump over the wall. Instead, I auto-attacked the minion. That sucked, so we got killed. Now, let's see. Are there any real notable changes for Li-Ming? No, not really. It's just been number tweaks. Whether it's the damage a particular ability does, whether it is the amount of mana you get back with Astral Presence, or the amount of health you get back with Dominance, everything's kind of been tweaked over time. She hasn't received any like major talent changes since she was added to the game, but she's just been kind of tuned down. She did release really strong. There's some people that think she was added to the game that strong so they would sell more copies of her. I'm not saying I'm one of those people at all, but there definitely was a group that was spouting that rhetoric. Ouch, that hurt. Can I kill her? I think we're too far away, right? Yeah, we're oh, thank you, Hamber. Thank you. Now, we did go for Glass Cannon, which increases our ability power by 15%. But decreases our maximum health by 15% as well. So we become quite squishy. So once again, positioning becomes really, really, really important. I would never, ever take this talent versus someone like a Tracer that can dive on the back line super easily. I mean, I can see Chromie's damage coming, and she's actually the only just straight up damage dealer on the enemy team. So I feel totally confident in the Glass Cannon pick. And again, if she lands her combo, I feel like I'm just gonna die anyway, so what's the harm in getting a little bit more damage? Good Ancestral from the enemy team's Rhaegar there. We're just gonna poke at these guys as they're moving forward. Now, I do, because of my talent choices, I do want to be picking up regen globes along the way. I've been lacking in that a little bit. That's definitely something I can improve on pretty substantially. I'm just trying to play cautious, but also in a position that I can deal damage to these guys if I wanted to. So that's kind of why we were pushed up so far there. Gazlo is still continuing to push the bottom lane, and we're going to join him. Sergeant Hammer doing a lot of damage with the help of that Morales, and the fact that our team is really supporting the Hammer quite well. That's what I like to see. Okay, we have to dance around this Muradin a little bit. I'm not too worried about these guys. I'm worried about the Muradin more than anything. All right, we can turn around on this Tassadar. Look how much damage we were able to deal in that small of a time because of our Glass Cannon talent and because of just our ability to deal so much damage so quickly. We do have 15 seconds left on our heroic ability cooldown, but that doesn't mean we can't move up with our other abilities. I was just trying to look for a good opening on a target that's actually worth damage, dealing damage to. Not really trying to kill their Artanis from full health, because, you know, that won't go too well. There we go! Yeah, some damage! That was some damage, team! Keep walking forward, Kroby. I don't mind. You do you, baby girl. You walk right into me. That's okay. I am totally okay with that. Alright, we are going to the middle. Unfortunately, we did lose our Morales there for just a moment. The enemy team will be rotating in here from somewhere. We can go ahead and take advantage of that. Kind of queue up our abilities. Get them ready. Unfortunately, we just lost our Gazla, who's trying to take a mercenary camp in another lane. So we are going to be at a disadvantage moving in here, but we also have the Sergeant Hammer, which is so good at defending areas like this. Now let's try to save our teleport for the perfect moment. Oh, we got her! Oh, I think I missed my Q. That's what it looked like. I thought we were going to do so much more damage there. Retreating back to the Morales for some heals, and then at a safe range, I'm gonna try to poke in damage on these guys. Trying to stay as safe as possible here, though. I never said I was good at Li-Ming, just for the record. I just said that I liked her. I think any mage, you should immediately just assume I'm really bad at them, other than Asmodan. I'm pretty good at him, but that took a lot of practice. Let's see if we can push these guys back here. We are completely off the objective now, unfortunately. Oh, good shield from Tassadar just saved his life there. He was actually out of attack range. Let's grab this this regen globe and then try to move in with that increased ability power. Looks like there's some minions here I can get off of this Muradin. How much longer do we have that ability power? Quite some time. Power Hungry lasts a while. All right, decent chance to get some here. There we go. We just need 3 more. We still have that ability power for just a moment, but it looks like we were able to win. Good. So that's the outcome I was hoping for. I just wanted to be able to skirt around the outside of these and get that residual AoE damage and actually use it really effectively, which it looks like we've done just fine. Looks like what happened here. Now, I don't even think any of my abilities landed on that guy, but because he died near me, I got a reset. That's pretty bullshit. That's pretty bullshit, Li-Ming. I want to break this wall down just because stuff that gets in the way of my projectiles is not stuff that I like. Let's try to just play conservatively. Try to peel for our morals. No! You stop it! Stop it, Artianus! There we go. We chunked that Tassadar pretty well. Muradin getting into that avatar form now. I can hit Artanis hard, but I don't think I can kill him, and now we are in melee range of the entirety of the enemy team. There we go! There's a reset, though! There's another one! And there's another one! The triple kill! Just like that, just because someone on the enemy team died, we got a massive power spike and we were able to clean up. Now, not very many other heroes in the game are able to pull off maneuvers like that one, and it feels so fucking satisfying to do it, I have to say. That's one of the best feelings in all of Heroes, and I think they're onto something there. Now, Heroes of the Storm is a team-based game. We all know that. They labeled it as a hero brawler, even though I think they regretted a little bit of that decision. But you know what feels really good? Moments like that. At least for me. At least for my kind of playstyle. I probably should have gone core there a little bit. We are still dealing damage to it. But at least for my playstyle. You know why? Because it was me. It was my moment to make that play happen. And I made that play happen. I am not going to say I'm carrying this game because I'm not. But in that moment, I felt like a fucking carry. I felt like for a moment, my team didn't matter. And I was able to shine because of the actions of myself there. And I know there's more to that, right? The team had to go in, the team had to deal damage, the team had to set me up for those resets. And despite what I just said, I'm not trying to take anything away from the teamwork involved there. But that feeling of being the carry is something... What the fuck? I clicked on my map. Is something that is missing a lot of the times in Heroes, because it's such a team-oriented game. And maybe they don't want the whole game to feel like that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with having a team-based game. Let me just be clear about that. But I also think that having a few characters that can completely dominate the battlefield like a Li-Ming can, that can play well and be rewarded immediately, have that instantaneous sense of gratification because they did something right, because they performed their actions really well. I mean, we kind of have that with ETC, right? I get an adrenaline rush with ETC. And some characters have that more than others, but I think Li-Ming is spot on with the notion of, I'm going to go in and I'm going to fucking carry my team. And then she's able to do so under the right scenarios. They have that feeling just perfect. They have that dopamine response. Perfect. And I hope it's something that they continue to add to the game with other heroes. Because I do think the game needs to have more individual payout. I really do. That's the one thing I think it's lacking right now. The objective is starting up again in the top of the map. And we are going to be... we're looking pretty good right now. The enemy team's Artanis is down. And we are already 12 minions ahead, and they've barely left their base. So the enemy team's on the back foot here. We do have level 20, which means it's going to be pretty difficult for them to contest us until they are on equal footing, which could take a while, team. Woo! Could take a while, team. And by a while, I mean like 20 seconds, but that's like 20 seconds they don't have. Let's see if we can... I don't think I can do anything here. And beautiful. Fuck! God, that reaction time! Oh! Even doing that feels good on Li-Ming. Oh. Oh, could I just get a heal? Where are we going? Alright, disintegrate kill there. Gonna reset all of our cooldowns. Wait for the Tassadar to move back up. Wasn't quite able to make that happen there. The Immortal is starting to move in now. We want to aim these at either Tassadar or Artanis if we can. I don't really think the Muradin is too much of a threat, so we're not too worried about him. Do they have Mule? They have Mule! Tassadar picked Mule! I was like, wait a minute, didn't we deal core damage a minute ago? What's happening? Alright, now that Artanis is engaged, we're just going to focus damage on him. Now that these guys are clumped up, we're just going to take a step back and start to throw in these arcane orbs. It looks like the enemy team might actually push us back, though. I'm waiting on some good resets here. Maybe I'm too close. That might be the real issue. We should be able to dip out over this wall. Oh, there we go. I forgot we had Gazlo. Yeah, that'll happen. That was a good game. I think that was the best game of the day. I feel like at least for my team, I feel like my team was on the same page. They were doing the right thing. By the way, whenever I drink beer, everyone always asks. And now it's mirrored, so it's called the sixth glass. That's what I'm drinking. With the cooperation of my teammates, they were the best team I've had all day, and that was my 5th video of the day. This is what I do on my Mondays now, by the way. I take Mondays off from streaming, and I just sit down and I record videos, and it feels good. Anyway, that was our damage for today's match. Not bad. I wouldn't say I'm the most confident Li-Ming player, but I do have a blast playing her. She is so much fun. Definitely the mage that's best suited for my playstyle, other than Asmodan. Maybe Medivh is getting in that category too. I've been having a lot of fun on Medivh. But we have Power Hungry into Triumvirate. Yep, that's a name. Zai's Vengeance, Disintegrate, Glass Cannon, Arcane Orbit, and Talrasha's Elements. Could we have gone for other talents at level 20? Absolutely. But Talrasha's gives you a lot of extra damage potential from just doing your whole combo. You can kind of prime your arcane orbs if you do it correctly. I didn't do it correctly, so we can save that for another video on another day. But thank you all for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed. Up next, Li-Ming. We already did the orc. The orc, Li-Ming. Malfurion. Oh, Morales. Oh, God, there was more else. Shit. I don't play either of these characters, so those will be extremely insightful videos for us. But Lieutenant Morals is going to be up next. I hope you guys are looking forward to it, and I will see you all next time. Okay, bye.